I have been talking about the pearl brioche pattern a few times on this channel and I actually never showed how to do it. I always just said how awesome it is. And now I have a little project I'm working on, which I will frog. So before I frog it, I will show you how the pearl brioche pattern works. Maybe you remember the Wunderknäuel that I got from Secret Santa. I started experimenting with this to knit this up and get my presents out of this ball of yarn. Actually, this candy fell out already. Didn't eat it yet because I will have to unravel again what I did. So I will stick it in again. The second yarn I use is this Swiss alpaca, also single ply. First I started with the project like the lady that gave me this told me to. It looked like this and I wasn't really a fan of this, and I thought maybe this whole thing is gonna be something like she said, but whatever it's gonna be, I kind of want to do something else. So I frogged it again. Then I started this scarf, which is 40 stitches wide. It's the pearl brioche pattern, which looks like this on this side and like this on the other side. I think it's nice. I'm not in love with it either. And I honestly don't feel like doing a whole scarf back and forth with this pearl brioche pattern. I will show you how to do it in a second though. But I decided to frog this also and do a shadow knitting thing. And I thought I might do my tree pattern as shadow knitting, which will be a separate video. I think this is a perfect yarn to do shadow knits because it fluffs up, it's single ply, and with tighter needles this I think could look very cool. All right, the pearl brioche stitch, the edge I should have done different because this is a little sloppy. On the right side, with the yarn that you want to make dots with, you just purl the first stitch. Wrap the yarn around the needle and lift off as to purl. Then purl, lift off, purl, lift off, purl, lift off, and so on the whole row. You always purl on the two knit stitches that are in the same color. And you lift off on top of that pearl rich on the right side of the fabric. When you're at the end at the row, you don't turn your work around, you slide back to the other side. So you do have to knit this on double pointed needles or on circular needles. And then you have your brioche row. So since this is a right side, you always do brioche knit, but you purl the non-brioche stitches. You purl the non-brioche stitch and then brioche knit the ones together that are yarn over and that other stitch. You knit them together, that's a brioche knit, purl the other one, brioche knit, purl the other one, brioche knit, the whole row. A good way you can remember what you have to do on the right side is that on the right side the brioche stitches are always knit. That means the other stitch has to be purled. It's basically always knit, purl, but on the right side it's knit. And then all those two lines on the other side are just the other way around, which I will show you as soon as this row is finished. All right, that was the last stitch of the brioche knit. Now you turn your work around And you have the pink yarn here. That means you have to take the colored yarn again. I mean, with colored, I mean my gradient yarn. And now we have to knit the first stitch. And lift off as to purl the second. And knit, and lift off, knit, lift off, knit, lift off, knit. You just do, on the right side we purled the first stitch, on the left side we knit the first stitch. Let's see if I did everything right here while talking. Yep. Alright, this was the end of the wrong side row. Now we get to the wrong side brioche, so you have to slide your work again back to the other side where your pink yarn, or whatever color you use, hangs. And then, since this is the wrong side, we brioche purl the brioche stitches. So the first stitch will be knit, because we're alternating between knit and purl stitches, and then you purl brioche. This is purled, the brioche stitch on the wrong side. So this pattern has 4 lines to remember. 2 rows on the right side and 2 rows on the wrong side. For me, the easiest way to remember this pattern is the wrong side, the brioche stitches are always purled. The right side, the brioche stitches are always knit. And any other stitch has to be the opposite. So if the brioche stitches are purled, the other stitch has to be knit, like I'm doing right now. And if the brioche stitches are knit, the other stitches have to be purled, like we did on the right side. And the rows that you don't brioche starts with the same stitch like you would brioche. Wrong sides always start with knit stitches, right sides always start with purl stitches. Now we can turn our work, and since we're all pink here, we take our gradient yarn again. And since we have to brioche knit this side, we gotta start with a purl. It's not a brioche row, but on this side, every stitch starts with a purl. And then we lift off, purl, lift off. It would be a nice scarf. Oh, I lost already stitches here. I think I'll frog this. I also think this pattern is much easier to remember in the round. I can show that another time if somebody is interested. So this would be cool to make a cowl. You don't have to do it for so long like a scarf, and you can do it all on the right side. Okay, that was the purl brioche pattern. Now let's frog this. Pretty sturdy. I thought I could frog this easier. Well, anyway, this will be frogged. I will be back showing you what I do with this yarn instead. I hope this inspired you to try it out for something. Check out some of my other videos. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, ask me questions, tell me if you want to see how to do this in the round, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.